I have some disappointing news here. So Car's doing their forms release, okay? It's the December 2024 forms release. This is the quick summary they give us. It gives a little blurb about each form and all the different changes. Okay, now we go down to the residential purchase agreement. I just did this, okay? Now I did a sneak preview and I just did a full review of the actual form. It's been released. It says the SPBB is being removed. And if we look at the form itself, okay, this is the revision, all right? Now this is just the draft. It's not the actual form. But you can see this is what changed here, okay? And this is what the official form that was released, and I'll show you that in a second. That's what is on here. It matches. There was no change since then. Now, you check this box here. Then you write in the percentage that you have on your representation agreement, your BRBC, okay? Simple enough, right? And it makes sense because since you're writing all this here and they have all this verbiage, this effectively distills what's on the SPBB and therefore rendering it obsolete. There's no point. It's all right here. Except there's a problem. Because when I was doing the purchase agreement and I checked this box, guess what happens? An SPBB populates, okay? This is what we're looking at here. And this is page 28 because that's how long the RPA bundle is now. But let me go up toward the top. Okay, so I just did a tutorial on this form. All right. If you check this box here, so I check this box here, I write 2.5%, okay? Guess what pops up on the very end? Even though there's no mention of it on the RPA, there's no mention of it like all these other forms where, you check all these boxes and it incorporates the form in the purchase agreement. No, it comes down here at the very last page, seller payment of or actually, it's different. So here's the other sneaky part of this. Listen to this, okay? This is the form we're used to. This is the form that came out in light of the NAR settlement. Seller payment to buyer's broker. And I always thought this is a little bit on the nose, considering about this whole legal issue of the seller paying for the buyer's agent and everything that came from the lawsuit and the copycat lawsuits. I always thought this form I thought was always a bad idea. But now it's obsolete. Okay, now here's the crazy part. When you look at the new SPBB, it still shows you, okay, revised 724. So it shows you the same date, okay? But it's not the same form. There's a revision, albeit a small one. Seller payment concession, they put that in parentheses, for buyer's broker's compensation. Basically rewording it so it's one more degree of distancing themselves. It's trying to get a little further arm's length from just saying the seller's paying the buyer's agent. That's what's happening. So this is a little bit, this I imagine gives the perception of the seller voluntarily electing to do it rather than the seller just flat out just saying, yeah, who's your agent? Let me just write a check to them. So this form, and here's the other part. What do you put in this form? Because it's all the same down here. Never mind this little switcheroo with the title. This is all the same. And what's it say? The amount, 2.5%. But what's on the form? Like if I scroll back up to the top, it's the exact same thing. Sorry for all this scrolling, but that's what happens when these form bundles are 28 pages. Okay, so we go back up here. Whoops. And what are we doing? 2.5%. It says the same thing. It says the same thing. If any particular verbiage in the bottom on the new SPBB form is missing, just enter it here for crying out loud. I mean, you've already made this thing such an ocean of text. What does it matter if you add 2 more sentences if it saves using a whole nother form? So I'm just letting you know this is what's going on with the SPBB. Now, maybe ZipForm, the software, isn't supposed to populate this because this form's gone from this as a standalone form in the car library. You can't pull up the SPBB form. It's not there. It only shows up, it only rears its ugly head if you check that box right here. And then when you do, it pops up at the end of your offer. Even though nowhere in the offer it shows it's being incorporated. Why? What new information does it bring? Nothing. So I'm going to end my rant here, but I guess the SPBB is back, even though, we were told that it's being removed. So, I mean, there's no need for it, but I mean, I guess that I'll just add it to my long list of criticisms of car forms. So anyways, so if you're wondering why the SPB appeared to be gone, why it looked like I even mentioned SPB is gone because it's being removed according to CAR, and now it's back. So here it is, and that's why. Hope you found this informative. Thanks for watching.